Hey guys, it's Dana Shay, and in today's inspirational video, I want to give you one word. That one word that we're going to talk about today is start. There are so many of you who are sitting on your gifts. There are so many of you who have ideas and vision and talent that's incredible, but you don't know it, and nobody else knows it because you haven't yet started. Listen, I understand this because I did this for years. Back in 2013, I wrote a book and, the book was well received and it was great. But the thing about it is that that book had been sitting in me for years and I was honestly just too afraid to publish it. Those of you who are writers, you know that writing is like this intensely vulnerable thing to do. I mean, you are literally putting your deepest thoughts and emotions and ideas out there for other people to judge. Is this good or is this bad? And so that very thing, that fear, is what causes a lot of us to be immobilized. And so we never take the action. Really, all creatives are like that. Whether you're a writer or a speaker, whether you do art, whether you are a musician, whatever you're finding your hands to do, it's always a risk because people might not like it. People might not receive it well. But you can't allow that fear to immobilize you. In the Bible, we look at in Genesis chapter 1, right after God created Adam and Eve, he says to them, be fruitful and multiply. It is God's will. It is God's desire for you to be fruitful and that you multiply, that you have abundance, that the very thing that you start, that initial thing that you start, that you keep it going. So the second thing is after you've started, you got to be consistent. You have to keep on doing it over and over and over again. And yes, you're going to make mistakes. And yes, you're going to fail. And no, all of your stuff is not going to be good. I go back and I look at like earlier writings or videos that I did years ago. And some of that stuff is like so bad. You know what I mean? And if you go on my YouTube channel, sometimes people will say the meanest things, but that's okay because, God has helped me to deal with criticism and all that. And I've grown from it. But I've learned from it. I believe that there's no criticism that can't help you. Unless somebody's just being like outright rude or nasty. But a lot of times people will say things that, it's like, I can learn from that. So once you start, you have to continue the momentum. You have to continue. This is something that I'm doing right now. On my calendar and my phone, I have be fruitful and multiply, and it's up there every single day. So that when I'm tempted to slip back into lazy land, or when I'm tempted to slip back into, the fearful person that I used to be, I have to say, you know what? Nope, I can't. I don't have time for that. I have to continue to move forward. And so my advice to you today is just start. Whatever it is, whatever the dream, the vision, the creativity. God has given us these amazingly creative minds. These minds that are able to solve the world's problems. He has given you that. Don't sit on it. Start.